Hey y'all. So last week I asked you guys how many of you would be interested in learning more about herbs, and I got a lot of responses. So I decided to start doing these videos where we could learn more about herbs, maybe some other stuff, but we're going to start out with the herbs. Um, First of all, I want to say that I'm not a medical doctor. I am on my own path of healing in my own journey, and as I learn and grow, I would love to share that with you guys. So, any information that I give, it's not meant to replace your medical doctor. Um, Always consult with your medical doctor. I'm not giving medical advice, I'm just sharing information that I learned. All right, so with that being said, I have got my notes here, so if y'all see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But like I said, I've been on my own healing journey for some time now, and I realized that my purpose is to help others along their healing journey also, and to share those things that I learned and the experiences that I have along my journey. Um, Also, I think it would be great to build a community around this learning journey, a community of people who want to learn and share um, what they've learned as well. And so hopefully this is the first step to doing that. So as a part of that process, my process, I have been studying over the last year or so, a lot on herbs, a lot on natural remedies. I completed a course in master herbalism. I'm also a Reiki master and teacher, which is all about energy healing. But for the most part, I'm just learning about different healing modalities. I've gotten into doing yoga, which is also a modality for energy healing. It's very healing to your body, your mind, your soul. So remember that a it has to be a complete wellness journey. Not only do you focus on the herbs, but you want to make sure that you're incorporating fitness and exercise. You want to incorporate mindfulness. You want to incorporate meditation or prayer. Um, and there are lots of different things that you can do along your path and your journey, and the more you learn about those things, you can kind of see what fits right for your life. um, all right, so today we're going to talk about herbs. I want to start off by talking about herb safety. Just some things that you definitely want to remember when you are dealing with herbs, when you're taking herbs, when you're making tinctures or teas, when you're mixing things together. They're, herbs are natural, they are, but even though they have a lot of benefits, um, you have to be careful because there are things that you have to be aware of when you're dealing with herbs. So we'll get into that. That'll be kind of mostly what I talk about today. I want to hear back from you guys though, because I want to see what you guys want to learn about or what you want to talk about. So I'll give some suggestions. You guys give me some suggestions. You can comment on this video. You can inbox me. You can email me. Whatever's good for you. But I definitely want to hear back from you guys. And then I will kind of go in those different directions based on what you suggest when I do my next videos. Pardon me, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. So my tea today, I'm just drinking green tea with a little bit of fresh ginger, some honey, and lemon, and it's delicious. All right, so we're going to talk about herb safety. We're going to, I want to get your feedback, and then I thought it'd be cool to each video kind of pick a different herb and talk about, go in detail about that herb, talk about the benefits, talk about side effects, talk about just all the different components of that particular herb. And also, I will do a quick reference guide for that herb, whichever the featured herb is for that day or that video. I will have a quick reference guide that will be available that you guys can download, and it'll just be like a couple pages of what the benefits are of the herb, all the things that we talked about, but in a quick reference format. So today's herb is going to be dandelion, because I see a lot of you guys talking about dandelion. It's been popping up a lot in my timeline lately. So I figured you guys have an interest in learning about dandelion. I love dandelion. I actually have a dandelion tincture that I made from the dandelions, the leaves and the roots that I found in my own yard. So, and I add this to my tea. You guys can't see it, but, or maybe you can. I add this to my tea. You can add it to food, beverages, smoothies, whatever you want. Or you can just take the dropper and drop it under your tongue. It'll kind of go straight into your bloodstream. It'll get all those good dandelion benefits. But we'll talk about that too when we start talking about the dandelion in a few minutes. So, let me look at my notes for a second here. Herb safety. Let's get into that. All right, so the most important thing I think to start with is to remember to always do your research. Remember to read, remember to look at many different sources, and remember to use your own intuition. That's very important. It's given to you for a reason. So, you know, when you're reading things and something just don't sound right to you or don't feel right to you, then that's something that you need to go do more research on. That's something that maybe, okay, this is not for me. And make sure that you pay attention to that, because it's very important, because everybody is different. And so people react different to different things. Some people have different issues that need to be addressed. And so some things might be for you, some things may not be for you. But always do your own research. Even, you know, the things that I'm telling you, these are things that I've learned from doing my own research, and I'm just passing it along and sharing with you. And it's up to you to decide what parts of that to take and what parts may not be for you. So hopefully this sparks and triggers you to, you know, learn more about the things that you want to learn about. Also very important is to pay attention to allergies. Some people are allergic to plants, certain herbs, certain flowers, certain foods. So it's important to make sure that you're doing your due diligence in researching the herbs that you plan to use, to do it in the safest way possible, because we want the herbs to help you. We don't want them to harm you. Okay. Not only allergies, but you need to be aware of interactions, because certain plants and herbs can interact with each other, the properties in each other, and they can interact with medications that you may be taking that have been prescribed to you by your doctor. And if you're concerned about that, or if you're taking medications, it's always a good idea to look up those interactions. Always look up the interactions, but it's also a good idea to maybe talk to your physician, or whoever prescribed you the medication, and let them know, okay, I'm going to start taking these natural remedies or these herbs, and I want to know how they'll interact with what you have me taking. Also, with the medications and things like that, if you have high blood pressure or diabetes or kidney disease or any medical problem, be aware, because if you're taking medication for that and you start taking natural remedies or herbs that, let's just say, lower your blood pressure because you have high blood pressure, and you're taking blood pressure pills that lower your blood pressure, but then you start taking herbs that lower your blood pressure as well, you need to keep an eye on that, because if you're taking the herbs on top of the medication, it could lower your blood pressure too much. So you and your doctor should keep an eye on that, just in case you need to adjust your medication accordingly. So, and you see that a lot. You'll start to take the herbs and it may lower your blood sugar. And someone may be still taking the same amount of insulin that they do not need, and now their blood sugar is too low. So it's very important, guys. Herbs, it sounds cool. They're natural. It's just a natural thing. It grows out of the earth. Anybody should be able to take it, but that's not true. We were given all these plants and these herbs with different benefits, different compounds, and they replicate those chemical compounds in the medications. But I guarantee you can find a plant or herb or something natural that does the same thing. And probably does it better and with less side effects. So just be mindful. You have to find that balance. You have to make sure that you're doing things safely and you know what you're doing. And you take the time to research and read and learn about what you're taking, what you're ingesting, what you're using on your skin or whatnot. Okay? So allergies, drug reactions, side effects. Herbs and plants can have side effects. Also, some things may not sit well with you or some, people. So you need to make sure that you're aware of the possible side effects that you may get along with those herbs and take that into account before you start messing with them. All right, so research. If you really want to learn more about herbs, take some time and read about them. You can watch these videos, you can listen to, podcasts, you can watch YouTube videos, you can do all of those things. You can listen to advice from people who are herbalists and who know a little bit about herbs. But at the end of the day, make sure that you are also doing your own research, okay? We talked about prescriptions, also things to be aware of. Some herbs aggravate some ailments and illnesses. So if you're epileptic, there are certain herbs that may make that worse. There are certain herbs that are not good if you have heart failure or if you have kidney disease or liver problems. So once again, it all goes back to doing your research. Some herbs are not safe for pregnancy if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding. Some herbs will dry up your milk supply. So you need to be aware of that because, as a mother of a toddler, it wasn't that long ago when I was breastfeeding, and milk supply can be a struggle. And you definitely don't want to take something that is going to make it even more of a struggle or dry up your supply. That is, golden milk. That is something that is so precious for your little ones. If you're breastfeeding, you definitely want to make sure that you're not drying up your supply, and then also that you're not passing along anything that would be harmful to a baby or won't be tolerated well by a newborn or a baby. So be aware of that. Also, some herbs will make you more fertile. So be mindful of that. If you're not ready to, have kids or have more kids, make sure you pay attention to the herbs that, are good for fertility, because they'll make you fertile. And then there are some herbs that are not so great for fertility if you are trying to conceive. So look out for that. Some herbs kind of have a sedative effect. So they can make you drowsy, they can make you sleepy, they can make you a little bit more calm than you need to be sometimes, or that may be the right thing for you at the time. So make sure you look at those properties. Some herbs are stimulants, so they can not only stimulate. Speaking of toddlers, here comes mine. Okay, mommy's doing a video.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a video. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Okay. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, go back to daddy.
Okay.
Close the door for mommy.
Okay.
Thank you. Pardon the interruption. You got your airplane?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye. All right. So, what was I saying, y'all? We talked about fertility, sedative properties, stimulants. So some herbs are stimulants as opposed to the sedative effect. They actually make you hyper. Some can make you jittery. So be mindful of that. If you're not trying to be stimulated, if you don't want that extra energy, if you don't want to be bouncing off the walls, then make sure you pay attention to that. Also, some herbs can be bad for your respiratory. If you have respiratory problems, some herbs can aggravate that. So there are a lot of great herbs for your respiratory system, and we can talk about that too, especially with the coronavirus and all of that stuff happening, and that is attacking your respiratory system. So we can definitely do a video where we talk about herbs that are great for building and strengthening your respiratory system. But as a warning, make sure that if you have COPD, if you have asthma, before you take herbs, that you check and make sure that they're not herbs that will aggravate your respiratory system. All right, so those are just some things I want you guys to be mindful of when you start your journey of learning about herbs. To me, herbs are medicine. They're the true medicine, the things that we get from nature. And so you need to treat them like such. You need to make sure that the same way that you wouldn't take prescription medicines that interact with each other or that make your symptoms worse, you want to make sure that you're doing that with your natural remedies and your herbs as well. So also, not so much of a warning, but just something that I think is important. I think it's important for us to definitely move into, and of course, the steps that you take and where you start is awesome. That's the most important thing. But as you move along in your journey, make sure that you start to incorporate different things into your new healthy lifestyle. Make sure that it's not just herbs. You're downing on the herbs, but you're ignoring your gut and your digestive system and the things that you're eating and consuming. Make sure that you're looking at your nutrition as well. That's something that I'm learning about right now. That's something that is a big part of where I am in my journey right now, because discipline is hard, especially when it comes to food. And a lot of us grew up eating stuff that probably wasn't that healthy for us. We grew up on soul food. We grew up on sugar. And a lot of that stuff is just not healthy for your body. It's not healthy for your digestive system. I'm not saying that you should never eat it. I feel like everybody has, across the board about anything, I feel like everybody has their own journey. I feel like you do what is best for you. I'm learning that my body doesn't tolerate certain foods and things and sugars and stuff so well. And so I'm working on the discipline to change and correct my diet and nutrition. And it's going pretty good. I've cut out a lot of things that are just not healthy for me, in conjunction with, supplementing with my herbs and different things to make sure that I'm getting the nutrition, the nutrients that I need. So nutrition, also in a few weeks, I start my master's program in mind-body medicine and functional and integrative nutrition. So I will get to learn even more about that, and I will learn more about the science behind nutrition. So I'm really excited about that. In addition to your nutrition, you want to exercise, you want to move. It's important to move your body. I love yoga. Recently kind of got into doing yoga, and it's so calming, it's relaxing, it's low impact. So especially if you haven't worked out in a long time, or you're just getting started with moving your body and your bones and your joints like I was, yoga was perfect because it's slow paced, but you are really moving your muscles and your joints. So it's healthy. You feel like you've worked out. You can feel the difference in your body, from the stretching, and it's calming and it's relaxing. So try it. Meditation or prayer, whatever you do to quiet your mind, to connect with yourself, with your higher self, with your God, your spirituality, whatever it is, that quiet time. Make sure that you incorporate that. It's important. Like I said, yoga, Reiki, which I talked a little bit about in my introduction. Reiki is really great. If you don't know anything about Reiki, read about it. And we can do a video on Reiki also. So I went through and I did get my certification as a master, a Reiki master and teacher. And honestly, I use it mostly on myself. I mean, I do Reiki on friends and family and things like that, but I love having Reiki sessions on myself. And so anybody can do Reiki on themselves. Anybody can learn to do Reiki. So look into it, read into it. It heals your energy channels, and clears, your chakras and your energy channels. So we can get more into detail about that later, but if you're interested, let me know. We can talk about it. If you have questions, let me know. I'll answer questions, and then do your own research and learn more about it. But any of those type of movement, yoga, qigong, there are a bunch of different things that you can do to get moving, but then incorporate whatever type of exercise you like to do, but just move, exercise, make it a total body, mind, spirit healing thing, like a wellness plan, a whole holistic wellness plan. Very beneficial. I promise that once you start doing that, you will start to feel different. You will start to see the difference. And I am seeing that, feeling that in my own journey, in my own life. So I just want to share that with you guys too. All right. So we talked about herb safety. We talked about making sure that you're creating a wellness plan for yourself and incorporating different types of healing and different wellness modalities in your lifestyle. I said that we were going to talk about dandelion. So I have some dandelion information for y'all. But first, real quick, make sure that you guys leave me some comments. You can inbox me. You can email me. Whatever's convenient for you. But I want your feedback. I want to know how you felt about the video today. Give me your opinions, honest feedback. I want to hear it. This is the first one, so I would definitely want to make sure that I'm covering things that interest you guys and that you want to learn about, and that you feel that you learned something or you gained something from it. And I want your feedback. I want us to collaborate. So some things that some suggestions I want you guys to think about. We can talk about teas. We can talk about tinctures, how to make tinctures like the dandelion tincture that I have here. What type of herbs and things you can make tinctures out of. We can talk about immunity herbs. I know that's a big deal right now, building your immune system. Respiratory, things that are great for your respiratory system. Whether you guys like the highlight on the one herb per video, where you kind of get an in-depth view on a specific herb, or do you guys want to spend less time talking about more herbs? Let me know. Essential oils, we can talk about essential oils. We can talk about infused oils, which I infuse some oils here at home. It's really easy to do, and you can use those for a lot of things. We can talk about cooking with herbs. We can talk about cooking with different types of flowers, and some herbs and flowers that maybe you didn't know were edible. We can talk about that. We can talk about foraging, learning, what herbs and plants grow in your area. Things that you can find just by walking around your neighborhood. Things that grow in your yard, like dandelions. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys want to learn about. Let me know what you want to hear, and we'll definitely incorporate that. We can talk about herb gardens. We can talk about smokable blends, herbs that you can smoke and what their benefits are. So we can talk about yoni steams, herbs that are great for your reproductive system. We talk about a lot of stuff. Y'all think about it, put it in the comments, or inbox me or email me, and I'll definitely work that into the videos. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, ignore my squeaky chair. We're gonna talk about dandelion for a minute, y'all. So dandelion, it's an amazing plant. A lot of times we think of them as weeds. We're taught kind of that they're weeds, and they're weeds, you know, but they're weeds with a lot of benefits, and they grow like everywhere. I'm sure when you were growing up, you remember picking big dandelions, and then they would dry out and you blow, make a wish. There were several of them out in my yard this morning. So they're really easily accessible, and they pack a huge punch as far as nutrients, vitamins, minerals, things that are beneficial to you. Also, the entire plant is edible. So you could use the flower tops, you could use the stems, you can use the leaves, you can use the roots. So I mean, in your front yard, in your backyard, you have something that you can pluck and pull and utilize that's going to give you so many health benefits. Some of the properties, some of the things that dandelion has to offer you is that they are antiviral, which is really big right now. It supports your immune system. It has the ability to fight off infections. It reduces the virus's ability to replicate in your system, so you know it dies off much faster. The roots actually are good for fighting cancer. They kill cancer cells. Actually, it's a great purifier for your liver. Dandelion is great for your liver. It detoxes your liver. It helps to remove waste that, you know, kind of gets backed up or stuck. Great cleanser for your liver. You know, if your liver is clean and cleansed, that is very beneficial to your whole system and your whole body. It's very important. It improves your liver function. It also is good for skin and eye problems. Actually, if you break the stalks, like the stem, or the roots, I believe also, it releases like a sap almost. It releases that, and you can take that and use it on rashes. You can use it for eczema, acne, pimples, blemishes. It's great for all of that. So it's also high in beta carotene, which you probably hear that a lot with carrots, right? So carrots are high in beta carotene, which are great for your eyes. Well, dandelions have a higher concentration of beta carotene than carrots, so they're great for your eye health. All right. A great way to use the dandelion is to make a tincture, because this lasts a long time. I can't remember exactly when I made this, but I actually picked the flowers and the leaves, and I pulled the roots from my backyard. I cleaned everything really good, and then I let it dry out, and I covered it in alcohol, which this is 100 proof vodka. I put some, I probably put maybe 1 or 2 other herbs in here, and then I let it sit in a dark place for a couple months. And the longer it sits, the stronger it gets, but it draws out all the active ingredients in the dandelion. So you get all the benefits of it in a concentrated form, and also in a form that you can store. It doesn't have to be refrigerated, and you can use over a period of time. Whereas, dandelions don't really grow year round unless you're probably in a hot, really hot climate. And they die pretty quickly. So this is a good way to get your dandelion, and let's see if you can see how it looks. So I put mine into a dropper bottle once I strain it. But you can drop it under your directly under your tongue, but it's strong and it doesn't taste that good. So I like to mix mine in my tea. It's a good way to drink it. All right. So, and let me know if you guys are interested in learning how to make tinctures. They're great. You can make tinctures out of a lot of different herbs and plants and roots and stuff. All right, so dandelion. Let me think what else. So don't forget also, guys, I have put together the reference sheet for the dandelion. It's a quick reference sheet, so it's meant to kind of be straightforward and say, you know, these are the benefits of it, these are the side effects, possible side effects, these are possible reactions that, you know, with other medications or illnesses that you may have. The nutritional facts are there. There's even a recipe for a dandelion tea. It's a dandelion and burdock tea. So burdock is probably another thing that you guys are hearing a lot about right now with everything that's going on. People are talking about Irish sea moss, burdock root, and bladderwrack. So we can talk about those things. I have all of those things on my herb shelf back there. But you guys, I want to hear from you. You let me know which things you want to learn about, and we will incorporate them. So I also want to say, in the comments, I am going to put my Cash App and my PayPal information. If you like the videos, if you feel like you're getting something from it, and if you are able, tip me. I will leave my information. I will accept any tips, and I'm grateful for them. So I'll leave my information for that. If you tip me, I will automatically send you the reference sheet for the video to your email. So just inbox me or email me and send me your email address, and I'll send it to you in the PDF format. If you just want to get the reference sheets, I will place them on my website. I will also post the link, and you guys can go on the website and you can download them for $1.11. $1.11, and you can download that form. So tip me or go to the website. $1.11. I appreciate either way, either or. I accept and I appreciate, and I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the opportunity to sit and chat with you guys and share some things that I have been learning. And that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. I hope to continue to do these. If you guys are liking them, if you're interested, let me know, and we will keep doing it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that so many of you guys are interested in learning about the herbs. So give me some suggestions for what herb y'all want to learn about on the next video, and what you guys want to talk about. Tip me. My PayPal and my Cash App will be in the comments. And remember to send me your email address so that I can send you the quick reference guide on the dandelion. And I love you guys. Lots of love and light and positive energy and all of that whimsical, awesome, great stuff. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace.